Hello, it's me again. I feel like it's become a bit of a cliche to say this, but I did not plan on making a video about this topic. I just watched a preseason game, and I'm on board. I'm on the train. I'm on the hype train, and there's nothing you can do to get me off of it. And sorry for the backdrop. If you watched any of my previous videos, you would know that this is not usually where I record. We're in the middle of setting up kind of our new studio in our guest room, but don't worry, don't click off yet. I won't get into it. I will just get right into the video. I think it goes without saying, even though I've already said it, that I'm really excited about this team as a fan. I wasn't planning on wearing the hat, but I'm having kind of a weird hair moment, but I'm going to try not to let that affect my thoughts too much. I'm going to try to be objective and just somebody who, has watched basketball, because I am somebody who, I'm not an actual professional basketball analyst person by any means. I'm just somebody who played organized basketball for a significant portion of my life.
Game tomorrow, well, I'm a point guard.
And somebody who's watched a lot of Bulls games, so don't take my opinion too seriously, but also I mean, I don't want to say I don't know what I'm talking about. I feel like I know what I'm talking about a reasonable amount here. So objectively, we all knew the offense was going to be elite. We don't have this many weapons and not have a great offense. The concern was the defense. All these experts saying we're going to go 500 or under because we're going to have such a bad defense. But after watching this preseason game, I'm more excited about the defense than the offense. Like, I'm sitting there watching this game and I'm just remembering all these reports that I was reading about how this defense is supposed to be absolutely atrocious and we're not going to be able to stop anybody. Lo and behold, the defense is like a well-oiled machine. The defense looked better than the offense at times. We were missing shots, but then on the other end, DeMar DeRozan would get a block or Lonzo would get a steal, and it's just creating this transition offense, and it's so fun to watch. The Bulls are fun to watch, people. This is not a drill. The Bulls, the Chicago Bulls, are fun to watch.
This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill.
And yes, I am willing to acknowledge that this is a preseason game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Not exactly a top-tier offense. But the way that the media was talking about this defense, you would think that this game would be like a shootout. Like, that we would just absolutely not be guarding anybody. But in reality, when you look at this team, even on paper, the defense isn't really that bad. We have DeMar DeRozan, who is a net negative defender, or so the stats say. You have Vucevic, who's never really been a great defender, and Zach LaVine, who has not been a good defender, but I feel like his actual stats are a little bit misleading when you consider the fact that the offense was basically give Zach LaVine the ball and get out of the way for like 3 seasons now. So you can't really look at those numbers and really gauge accurately how good his defense was, especially considering watching this game, his defense looked pretty good. He got that one off-ball steal.
I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood.
I had a memory card issue, but yeah, even on paper, I feel like this defense isn't actually that bad. We have a defensive-minded coach who can get these guys to get into a defensive system that could easily minimize their flaws. I think a lot of these guys are willing to put a lot more effort into defense, considering that they don't have to do as much on offense. So I think that that's a stupid argument, and I think that this preseason game, even though it is just a preseason game, showed the fact that these guys are willing to play defense and that the defense can be pretty damn good against whoever. And so, speaking of defense, I'm just going to jump right into it. Lonzo Ball.
It's about that time.
I'm so excited, man. We all felt like it should be coming, but like with our old front office, we were like, they're probably not going to do it. And then the new front office, they were like, maybe they'll do it, but maybe they'll do something completely unexpected because they've done so much unexpected stuff. But yeah, no, I'm just so happy. He's just such the perfect fit for what we need. He can guard 1 to 3 or 4 incredibly well, get steals, turn that into transition offense, get easy buckets, get momentum going on your side. It's all the little things he does too, like the highlights and the stats just don't show, like the way he moves his feet, the way that he plays the passing lanes, the way that he tips a steal. It's a routine NBA pass because nobody goes for that steal, but because he's got the timing down so well, he's able to get steals that no one else is able to get, or very few people are able to get. And yeah, I'm just incredibly excited to see what Lonzo can do with this group this season.
Big boy stuff only.
The biggest surprise of the night, Javonte Green. Who would have expected Javonte Green to come in at the 4 and just get all the momentum started? We thought that Zach LaVine, Vooch, DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo, Caruso, one of these guys would be the ones to get the ball rolling. Javonte Green was really the one to get the ball rolling and get this momentum started. He got those 2 early blocks. He was getting steals. He was going right at Lauri Markkanen. That one finish, that was great. Javonte Green looks like he could be actually like a rotational piece for this team this year. I'm completely down for it. After what I just saw, I don't see why he can't be, a regular part of the rotation. Alex Caruso, all the things that we thought that he could be, he was in this game. Again, just a preseason game, but he proved that he is that guy. DeMar DeRozan, he seemed like he was kind of holding back a little bit, probably going at about 75% speed, not trying to overdo anything, which is what I would want from him. 13-year veteran. He doesn't need a lot of time to get ready for the season, and you don't want to risk him getting injured or something in a pointless preseason game. But yeah, it seemed like he knew the system. He knew what he was doing. He was playing decent defense. He got that one block. He hit a 3, I think. I think it was a 3. It was at least a really long 2 or a 3. Maybe his foot was on the line, but yeah. If he can do that, he doesn't need to hit 3s, but if he can hit 3s now, that's great. But yeah, the defense, the way people talk about him, you would have thought that he's just like asleep on defense. No, he was playing pretty decent defense this game. Vooch rolls out of bed with 20 and 10. We're not worried about Vooch. We know what he's going to do. The defense, he's a big body in the paint, which helps. He's never been a great defender or rim protector or anything, but he'll get you rebounds. He'll stretch the floor. He can shoot the 3 ball. He can shoot long 2s. He can play in the post. He rolls out of bed with 20 and 2, just like I said. Nothing to worry about with him. He could fit on any team. TBJ. Who would have thought that Troy Brown Jr. would be lethal from the corner? This guy's never been a shooter, and then no hesitation, he hits like 3 for 4 threes, like back to back to back. And if he can do that for us this season, again, all these pieces are coming together in a way that's, I think, going to surprise a lot of people and make the Bulls a really, really interesting team to watch. And the Bulls could potentially make some noise in the playoffs. I'm not saying that they're going to go deep, but they might make it past the first round. I'm absolutely not going to bet against this team to make it past the first round. I think that that's entirely possible. I think that they could be in the top 5 of the East and easily win a playoff series. Not easily win the playoff series. I think they easily could win a playoff series, if you know what I mean. That brings us to Zach LaVine. We all know, if you're a Bulls fan, you know Zach LaVine. You knew more about Zach LaVine than probably a lot of people who are just starting to be Bulls fans now. So if you've been watching the Bulls for the past few years, first of all, we made it. We made it. It seems like it was not that long ago that we were starting Cristiano Felicio, and now this starting lineup, I think we're all pretty happy about this. But yeah, if you've been watching the Bulls for that long, you know what Zach LaVine does. And you knew that he was going to be able to continue to do it with this new group of guys. The question was he going to be able to be better on defense? And what we saw from the Olympics, yes, he can be better on defense when he's not using 100% of his energy to be 90% of the offense. And yeah, it showed. He looked happy. He didn't look tired, He looked like he's able to kind of just, score a lot of points and play decent defense, but it's not like we're going to win or lose if he has like a good or bad game. Like Zach LaVine could have a bad game and we could still end up winning. We have enough pieces around him where it's not do or die by Zach LaVine. And most importantly, he just looked happy out there, which I'm so happy. I'm so happy that he's happy. I think he deserves it. He's been through a lot. These horrible teams that he's been on. I don't think anybody deserves this more than Zach LaVine, so it's really good to see him happy out there. And yeah, that about wraps it up. Yeah, I kind of am reading it too much into a preseason game, but I'm excited. This is my favorite team, and I feel like they could prove a lot of doubters wrong this year. And I think from what we saw from this game, if they can continue to play like this throughout the rest of the year, I feel like it's only going to get better. It's only going to get smoother. Those like possessions where there were too many passes, it seemed like, I feel like that's gonna tighten up, and I feel like this team's gonna look really, really good. Unless there are injuries. I need to find some wood to knock on. Please, Jesus, I need you to make sure that this Bulls team does not have to deal with the injury bug this year. We've had too much of that. Please let this be the year that changes. Thanks for watching. I got more videos going to be coming out soon. Once we finish up this studio, it's going to streamline the video making process for me. And once I get some more free time, I feel like I'm gonna be making a lot more videos. So if you stuck around to the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're as excited about the Bulls as I am. Or if you don't like the Bulls and you just are here because you're angry that I like the Bulls and that they're good now, go ahead and leave a hate comment. Good or bad comments, it's engagement. So go ahead and leave a bad comment, please, and help me out in the algorithm. And I'll see you next time. Probably the next video will be a podcast because I'm a podcaster now. Sorry.